On Wednesday morning, this past Wednesday morning, I watched Chief Dave Meeker handle a press conference at the Oneida Police Department concerning drug arrest which had just been made at a head shop in the city. I was impressed with the way he handled the whole affair. He considered the questions asked for a moment before answering them, and when necessary, he advised reporters that he didn't have an answer because of tests that might still be out. He gave credit to the various other agencies, such as the DEA, New York State Police, but it was clear that the conference was his show and that he was in charge. I really feel that Dave is long overdue for the recognition in his position as the police chief. He began working for the city of Oneida in 1981 as a police officer. He worked his way up through the ranks and was promoted to the rank of sergeant on October 9th, 1989. 9 years later, he was promoted to lieutenant. And on September 17th, 1998, he became chief of the department. And on one occasion, while you were backing out of the police garage and miscalculated how quickly the door was going up, you cleaned the roof light off the top of the car. And the only thing I can say is these things happen sometimes. He has administered the Oneida Police Department since September 1999 and dealt with a variety of problems which inevitably occur in a city this size. He's encouraged the men and women and civilian employees of his department to do their best. The Oneida PD has been proactive in a lot of areas, and I think John Ball mentioned the cooperation with other agencies. They've always been proactive in DWI enforcement, I'm well aware of that, drug enforcement, and of course a number of people have already mentioned what I was going to comment on. I guess I could say they would use my material, or maybe I'm using their material, but there were those that were upset when a number of meth labs were discovered operating in the city. These labs were taken down in conjunction with state, county, and federal agencies. Dave's really good about cooperating with other partners in law enforcement. The fact is that these labs were taken down, just like the head shop that was raided recently. These situations weren't ignored. I'm willing to bet there are communities where there are labs still operating. In fact, Under Sheriff Ball mentioned an incident here with a fire in a meth lab in a neighboring community that just occurred. So clearly we should be glad when our law enforcement are able to discover these situations, because they're protecting us and doing what they should be doing. During the past few years, some people have said things about Dave that just aren't true. Their motives in criticizing him had nothing to do with the public's true interest, and that is in a police department that operates efficiently and protects them. Surely there were problems that needed to be addressed, and Dave did just that. Most departments experience personnel problems at one time and another, since all employees are human. The goal of a police administrator is to run the department for the benefit of the people that you've been pledged to protect. Dave has always done that. If you want to judge him and the department he administers, look at the people he's picked for promotion. They reflect his goals, and I've had the privilege to meet a number of them. They're good officers, and the department should be proud to have them. Any department should be proud to have them. This city has been well protected during Dave's watch, and I hope that his watch continues. One individual, Lieutenant Dave Johnson, that worked with Chief Meeker for about 10 years, I believe, said at one point, and I think this is a real good way to sum up Dave's tenure as chief, he said he never saw Dave get angry, he never saw him yell and scream at people. In fact, he said, I think he always cared about the department more than he cared about himself. And that's the kind of compliment that a supervisor should be really proud of. I ask that God will continue to give Dave the courage and wisdom to to administer his department for the good of all the citizens of this city. He has not wavered. He always done his best for his department. I am awarding this Commissioner's Commendation to Dave, if I can extricate it. My wife wrapped this. She does a much better job than I do. Most of my situations are examples of man wrapping. This commendation is given to David R. Meeker, Sr., Chief of Police, for faithful service to the city of Oneida as a policeman, a sergeant, and lieutenant, as well as his dedicated and professional administration of the Oneida Police Department as its chief. Thank you.
Police Department, now and in the past, the retirees, and my family. Through it all, they're all there for us, and I really appreciate this. Thanks.